up? I think so. Okay, yep, it's up. Okay, cool. Okay, guys, welcome into SummerSlam 2014 predictions with BrendenPlayz.
What's up?
So, yeah, we're gonna get right into this. And one thing I want to mention before this starts is there's no U.S. title match or tag team title match, and that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't know why. What's the point having the championship belts if they're never defended on pay-per-views? I don't get it. Stupid.
I think Sheamus was sick like all month, so
Okay, well, that's fair enough. But what about the Usos?
they just haven't done anything.
I mean, they just had a tag team match on main event, but does that really
Yeah,
constitute is that a good replacement? I don't know.
they should have done
I
that on
mean,
the pre-show.
Yeah, what are we having on the pre-show? Are we having a pre-show or is it just an interview panel? I don't know.
It might be
Are we
like
having it? Are we even having a match? We might just get a fucking Adam Rose versus Damien Sandow match. Thank God for that. So excited to see that.
yeah, exactly. It might be just like at Money in the Bank with Daniel Bryan and Bo Dallas. Might be something like that. I don't know. Not necessarily with them, but something like that.
Yeah, it might be just video packages and backstage interviews and stuff.
Yeah. So, the first match we're going to talk about is the Miz versus Dolph Ziggler match for the Intercontinental title. So, this match can be okay. I don't really like the Miz. I find him kind of boring. Ziggler's freaking awesome. Miz is going to win, but I want Ziggler to win. WWE's just tease pushing Ziggler again, basically.
Yeah, they really have. They've started to give Ziggler some more victories in recent weeks, which kind of is a bit of a tease, isn't it? So, will they actually push Ziggler? Probably not. I think Miz will win, but I think Miz will cheat. I think he's going to, I don't know, use the ropes or use the tights or something like that to cheat. I think it'll be not a clean finish by all means. So Miz will find some kind of way to cheat. Ziggler will just about have it won, and then Miz will, maybe distract a ref or something, or do something stupid and beat Ziggler, which I think is the way it should happen. It should happen. I think Miz should always be just cheating to get his victories. It just kind of suits his character. Whereas if he was winning everyone, it just couldn't all the time. It just wouldn't really work, because he's just cocky. Don't touch me in my face, kind of heel.
Wow.
Wow, what the fuck was that?
That's my dog. Keep talking. I'm going to make sure he shuts up.
Holy shit, that scared the fuck out of me. Yeah, anyway, so Miz, it just doesn't fit his character to win, cleanly. So, he's playing off as this Hollywood kind of, I'm a big superstar, and he's just cocky and arrogant, which I think is good. I really like the Miz's character. I think, it really works, and I think he can do a lot with it. I think it's more of a mid-card kind of character, but, Miz has got a great talking ability and really believable on the promo, and you kind of really believe that Miz kind of thinks he's this big hotshot, which it doesn't surprise me that he thinks that, because he does come off as a very arrogant kind of guy. So it is very interesting that they actually are going ahead with this kind of gimmick. I mean, it does suit the Miz very, very well, but I'm kind of surprised that they are doing this sort of thing with him, because he only has really been in like one or two movies, but still. It works for the Miz, and I think he makes a good Intercontinental champion. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the future with the Miz. I don't know if him being the Intercontinental champion is a good long-term thing, but I kind of think they gave him the belt a little bit too early. But the way he won it at Battleground was pretty good, so it was a good way for him to win it, outsmart everybody kind of thing, and come in at the end and win it. So I don't mind how he won it, and I don't mind him being champion, but maybe not. I don't see it as a long-term thing. So.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I just pretty much gave my thoughts on the Miz and Ziggler thing. So.
Okay. I want to see Miz get a DQ finish where he hits Ziggler with the title and then actually defends it and wins at Night of Champions. But I don't know. That scared the crap out of me when my dog barked.
That was incredibly loud.
I know. Oh, man.
I thought it was you for a second. Like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Let's
Great
let's
start.
let's regroup.
Okay, so next we have Jericho versus Wyatt. I think Bray Wyatt's gonna win, probably clean, and then it'll lead to one final match at Night of Champions and a stipulation match, probably Falls Count Anywhere or Hardcore or something like that. So yeah,
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think that's the way it's going to go. I think the SummerSlam build up towards these two guys has been much better. I think doing a sit down interview on Raw
I
on
really
this
enjoyed
week,
that.
that was awesome. I don't know if you checked it out, but Jericho's podcast, Bray Wyatt went on the podcast and, called into the podcast, and they were going back and forth, for 10, 15 minutes there, cutting promos or some shit on each other. It was really awesome. So if you haven't seen that, I recommend you guys go and check that out. Talk is Jericho. So, but yeah, Bray Wyatt comes on, and those two guys just going at it. So that was good to see. So I think this feud, it started off slowly, but for
Picked up.
SummerSlam, I'm looking forward to it. I think Bray Wyatt will win. It makes sense for him to win. It would make no sense for Jericho to really win. So
Yeah,
Bray Wyatt will win, and then I think they'll have a third match, yeah. But I think they might do I Quit match or Last Man Standing, some kind of way to write Jericho off TV and then have the Wyatt family just beat the living hell out of him, and just some kind of way just to get him off TV because he's going to be leaving the WWE after Night of Champions. So they need to find a kind of, take him out.
yeah. I actually like the idea of an I Quit match. I don't like Last Man Standing because last time Bray Wyatt was in the Last Man Standing match, and
Who
uh,
was that against?
uh,
Cena?
yeah, bullcrap.
Uh, was that the one
Cena,
Payback?
yep, Cena literally buried him. Not really, but attitude
Yeah,
adjustment and kind of
I,
buried
like,
him.
I thought that match was good, but the finish was really shitty. So
Exactly.
other than that, like that match was really fucking good, but the finish sucked. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think we had a last man standing match with Kane and Roman Reigns, or whatever, and everyone was complaining about, how last man standing matches are shit nowadays. But I still think they're pretty good. So I think they still have a lot of value to it.
Yeah, I really enjoy
I
Last
think
Man
it's
Standing
worth.
matches. Uh,
Yeah.
s- so I hope Wyatt wins clean, and it leads to a third match at SummerSlam, or not SummerSlam, Night of Champions, and it could be. Hopefully, this match is better than their one at Payback, or not Payback. Battleground.
Battleground. Yeah, Battleground was pretty forgettable, so I understand why you didn't remember the name.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope this
Yeah,
match is a lot better.
that Battleground match just never got going. It just kind of was a bit slow and just never really picked up. And
Felt
it's just,
flat.
yeah, it's just really flat and just ugh,
Yeah.
not,
So
not good.
yeah, the match was okay, but it wasn't at the same time, if that makes sense.
It is
So
what it is.
yeah. Next we have Swagger versus Rusev. Swagger with Zeb Coulter, Rusev with Lana. It's a flag match. How are they gonna do this? Just flags on the poles, or
Yeah, I think they'll do a flag on each corner of the ring. So top left hand and the bottom right hand corners, they'll have a flag each,
yeah,
and they'll hoist it up pretty high, I would say. Like, so you have to climb the top rope to grab the flag, and yeah, they'll just kind of like try and take each other down, and similar to like, I guess, a ladder match in a way, where you just have to climb up to try and grab the flag. And when they're trying to climb the turnbuckles to get to the top rope, it'll take them 20 minutes to get there, so they have enough time to take each other out. So I don't mind a flag match because we haven't seen one in a while, or not that I can remember. So, and it makes sense for this feud because obviously flag versus flag, country versus country, America versus Russia makes sense. So I think Jack Swagger will win this one because I think it's a way that Jack Swagger can beat Rusev without Rusev getting pinned. So you still keep Rusev's, he's never been pinned before kind of thing going, and you still find a way for Swagger to win, and then it warrants a third match if you want it, which I think they should. I think once Jack Swagger moves away from Rusev, Swagger's done. So they need to like drag this feud out for as long as they can,
yeah.
for Swagger's sake and for Rusev's sake, because who else would he work with right now?
He could go with Sheamus, but
Yeah, but you know, Sheamus is not American, so you know, him being a Russian patriot and this big guy from Ireland, no one's really going to care storyline wise.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see actually Sheamus versus Swagger versus Rusev at Night of Champions, and then Swagger wins, and then at Hell in a Cell, Rusev takes the title, I guess. That could work.
yeah, I think Rusev should be US champion.
Before
I spoke.
WrestleMania.
No, I mean in like the next 2 months at least.
Yeah.
I think I spoke about it on your show last time how him being the Russian champion would work wonders. I think that's the case. I think they really should go down that track, and it would kind of add a lot of prestige to the championship belt if Rusev beats Sheamus, wins the championship belt, turns into the Russian championship, holds it all the way to WrestleMania, have a big babyface, American patriotic babyface, if you like, or just anybody, you know, bring someone up or you know, push someone, for example, like a Dolph Ziggler, for example. You know, you bring him in, or maybe turn Cesaro babyface or something like that. You bring them in, they take down the big bad Russian guy and win the championship, something like that. Would work huge, would be a good match at WrestleMania, and would help Rusev and help whoever wins the championship of Rusev. So I think it kind of just helps everyone all around. I think that's the way they should really go.
I agree. And yeah, I wanted Rusev to win just so this feud can be over, and because I don't really like Swagger or Rusev that much. They both kind of just bore me a little bit.
I like Rusev, but I think Swagger sucks. I think Swagger's good in the ring, but you know he's never going to be anything more than a mid-carder.
Yeah.
Him winning the championship belt just ruined the prestige of the world title, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, my computer was lagging. Okay. Okay, next we have AJ Lee versus Paige for the Divas title. I hope it gets time and it's better than Battleground.
Probably my designated piss break.
Oh, really? I'm actually looking forward to this match.
AJ Lee's return has been very lackluster. Just not impressive at all. I don't like her new look either. I mean, something with her hair just annoys me. I don't like it.
Exactly.
So, it's just And Paige, well, we all know what I think of Paige. I think she sucks. Paige sucks. So I don't care for Paige at all. Her heel turn was a good move. That was a good decision, turning a heel, and it's gained a little bit more interest for me in this match. But still, whenever I hear Paige on the mic, I just my ears start to bleed. It's horrible. And honestly, like my hatred for Paige is starting to become similar to your hatred for Cena. It's just getting out of control. I mean, Paige just sucks.
Really like Paige.
She's got to improve a lot. I mean, you know, I understand she's so young and they gave the ball to her right away. I mean, being 21 and Divas champion's a lot of responsibility, especially taking it off AJ Lee, who's been arguably the champion in many years. So she had a lot of responsibility. But she just couldn't carry the ball. She just dropped the ball, and you know she sucked. And thank God AJ came back. You know, at least give her something to do. But yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Paige wins, though. I think I could see Paige winning and holding the title, and then maybe trading it back and forth with AJ a little bit, and have this feud just go on for a while. I can see them going down that way because who else would you really bring up to feud with? The champion, like you say, if Paige is the champion, who would you bring in to feud with her? We already saw Alicia first, Naomi. Who else other than that? I mean, Natalia. Okay.
Call up Sasha Banks or Charlotte.
I think Charlotte will be called up pretty soon. I'd put money on that. I think Charlotte will be called up in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
I don't know about Sasha Banks though. I don't even know who she is. I think I've seen a picture of her, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So I think Paige will probably win, and I think you could go either way and have a good reasoning behind it. I think either way really works. If AJ retains, cool. AJ top of the Divas division again, starts it all over. But I think we've kind of seen AJ at the top for such a long time. She's kind of beaten everybody. So once AJ moves past from Paige, who else? You have to bring up a new diva. Yeah. So if you don't bring up a new diva, you just go back to recycling feuds we've already seen. So that would just make me want to not watch it even more. So this match hasn't this match kind of taken a big back seat because the other Divas match we're going to talk about later has just gotten all the attention. So the Divas title has really just meant nothing. So, but now that I think about it, Brie Bella, let's say we'll talk about this later, but Brie Bella, for example, if she beats Stephanie, have Brie Bella come in and be the next contender for the Divas Championship, and then have Brie Bella win the Divas Championship. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
I could see a Paige versus Brie Bella feud after AJ and Paige feud. So I could see that happening.
Yeah. So,
anyways.
Yeah, I think Paige is going to win, and then it leads to another match at Night of Champions, possibly a submission match. And
does Paige even have a submission?
Yeah, that's her main finisher. The Scorpion Deathlock, or whatever it's called.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so funny. That shows how much you pay attention to Paige.
I thought she had that Paige Turner thing that she always botches every time she tries to do it.
Yeah. That's really funny. Okay. So next, we have Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins in a lumberjack match. Once again, I wish it was a ladder match for the briefcase. And if you don't know my thoughts on the lumberjack match, go check out my last video, I think it was, talking about it. But I'm going to talk about it again. I hate the idea of this lumberjack match. There's never really been a good lumberjack match. These two, I don't really want to see a lumberjack match with these two. I want to see a ladder match. Damn it. And, yeah.
Yeah, I spoke about the same thing on my second channel, Brendan Sims. Look, I guess, storyline-wise, I can understand why they did a lumberjack match, but nobody wants to see a fucking lumberjack match, honestly. Like, who wants to see Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins in a lumberjack match? Nobody. See, hear those crickets? Nobody. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to see it. Everyone was hyped up for this match. I wanted to see it at Battleground. Didn't happen. So I was like, okay, fine. SummerSlam, big match. Cannot wait. Gonna be awesome. Lumberjack match. My interest, gone.
I hope these guys actually wrestle in every single match, like on pay-per-view until TLC, and they have a briefcase match and a TLC match. Because at Night of Champions, it could be just a no DQ, then they could be on in a Hell in a Cell, then a Survivor Series team, then TLC to finish the feud for the briefcase. Even though that is a really long feud.
That all sounds well and good, but in today's day and age, doing long-term feuds really doesn't work anymore because the audience attention span is incredibly slim. Like, people get tired in like 3 weeks, let alone 3 or 4 months, which is so sad to see. Like, you'll see like one match and they go, okay, I don't want to see this anymore. Like, really? Like, come on. I love the days where you had 3 matches in a row. Like, one guy wins the one match, next guy wins another one, and then you have the third match where it decides who wins the feud. That's how it should be. Exactly. That's why, a lot of people were like really complaining after the Cena and Bray Wyatt feud after the second match, but I thought, man, I want to see more. I want to see the third match and see these guys beat the hell out of each other in the third. I thought the third was the best out of the whole lot. So, I think having a long-term feud is difficult to do, but it can be done still. So I think Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins probably warrants a long-term feud. And will they stretch it out to TLC? That'll be tough to do, but I think you can have a few stop roads stop signs in between, like Night of Champions. Okay, maybe have one match there, maybe Hell in a Cell again, and then maybe a Survivor Series. They could do a 5-on-5. They can be involved in one of those, and then maybe finish off their feud at TLC, something like that. So
Yeah, that's what I meant with it's Survivor Series. Like it'd be like Team Reigns versus Team Triple H, and have Dean Ambrose be on that team and stuff to continue the feud. That'd be pretty cool.
yeah, that's one match I really want to see. That's like my one match. I don't care what happens at the end of this year. That's the match I want to see. Team
Who do you
Reigns
want on each team?
I want Roman Reigns, John Cena, if not John Cena, Batista, Ziggler, Sheamus, Ambrose versus Triple H, Orton, Kane, Rollins, and if Batista comes back as a heel, but put him on there. If not, I don't know, throw someone else in there like Cesaro or something.
Yeah. So I have. Hold on a second. I'm writing it down so I can. Okay. So I have Team Reigns, which I'd call it Team Shield, as Reigns and Ambrose. They're co-captains or whatever, like they did back in 2006, I think, with Team DX versus Team Rated RKO. It's just crazy. I remember this stuff. Okay, so we have Reigns, Ziggler, Ambrose, Cena, and Batista. Even though I don't want to see Cena, he fits in the storyline, so put him in. Then we have Triple H, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Sheamus. If he turns heel, that'd be cool. And then Brock Lesnar. So, yeah. And
Your mic is really cutting out.
It's cutting out right now? Is it better?
I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'd have Team Shield win and have Reigns and Ambrose be the only one left. And yeah. And Rollins be the last one to get eliminated. But that's for a different video. Even though I just talked about it, whatever. So next, we have Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. And I wish this match had a stipulation, like no DQ or something like that. But I think Reigns is going to win most likely. And if Reigns can't pull out a good match with Randy Orton here, even though Randy Orton is boring, you know, he's been a good in-ring worker for a long time. And if Reigns can't pull out a good match with Orton, then there's no chance for me liking Reigns. But if he can, I'll be on the Roman Reigns bandwagon, I guess.
The Reigns train.
Yeah. And I think this eventually leads to a 3-match feud with Triple H after this, with Reigns. Reigns versus Triple H. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to get Triple H involved, whether or not Triple H helps Randy Orton or screws Roman Reigns or something like that. That could be how they do it, but I think Reigns will probably win, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Randy Orton winning by a bit of a screw job from Triple H. You know, Randy Orton may say to Triple H, "Oh, watch my back tonight," or something like that, and Triple H will come out there with him. Something like that. That could happen, but if not, Roman Reigns will just win, and Triple H will. Maybe Roman Reigns will say, "Okay, I beat Randy Orton. Now it's time to give me a title shot," and Triple H is trying to block Roman Reigns from doing it, and maybe Roman Reigns gets furious at Triple H and challenges him for a match or something like that. I don't know.
And then it could lead to a 3-match feud with him and Triple H. Then Reigns wins the Rumble, takes the title off Lesnar. Most likely what's going to happen.
Yeah, I could see Night of Champions versus Roman Reigns, where Triple H will win the first one by some bullshit finish, and then Roman Reigns wants his revenge. He gets it in Hell in a Cell, beats Triple H, and then Survivor Series, you had the 5-on-5 Team Reigns versus Team Triple H to end the feud.
Yeah.
And then somehow, I don't know, maybe a filler match for Reigns until TLC, then Roman Reigns wins the Rumble. So I think you can see something like that. Yeah.
I think we could see like a Reigns versus, I don't know, who could Reigns face it? Maybe Reigns versus Wyatt at TLC. That could work.
I think it would just be like a one-off kind of thing. Maybe like put him in like a triple threat match or something like that. Like
maybe
just like a filler match.
Yeah, maybe a triple threat match for the Intercontinental title and he doesn't get pinned or something. Like, I don't know.
No, he's above the Intercontinental title. He'd be like for the world title. It'd be like a fatal 4-way ladder match or something. TLC match for the title.
Yeah, just like Extreme Rules on your Universe mode. And hopefully Cena doesn't win.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wouldn't surprise me
next,
though.
yeah, he probably will. But next we have Brie Bella versus Stephanie McMahon. Brie Bella has Nikki Bella in her corner, I think, and Stephanie has Triple H. And I really don't care. This match is probably gonna suck. I didn't like Brie Bella getting arrested. I liked Stephanie getting arrested, but Brie getting arrested, it made sense, but I didn't really care. Uh, so Brie Bella is most likely gonna win, and Daniel Bryan probably not returning.
Daniel Bryan will not be there. I can guarantee you that. I'm looking forward to this match. I actually think this will be a decent match. It's not going to be a good wrestling match. Like, no one's expecting that. But it needs just to be a good brawl. Like, two people who just hate each other, just going at it, beating the crap out of each other. That's how it should be. That's how it should play out. Stephanie should get her ass absolutely whipped.
And then
Brie
win.
Bella should get her revenge. And I don't want to see a Nikki Bella turning on Brie Bella kind of crap.
That's what I was
Please
gonna
don't.
bring up next.
Please don't do that. That's just no. We don't. No one wants to see that. We don't want to see Nikki versus Brie. I don't want to see it. I'm a big fan of Nikki. I like Brie somewhat. I don't want to see those two broken up and going and fighting each other. It's no. It doesn't. Nobody wants to see that. So just keep them together. Like it doesn't make sense. Like what would make Nikki turn on her twin sister? That
Money.
yeah, I guess, but well, we know she likes her money, but
Yeah.
like other than that, what really? Like it just doesn't make sense that they do it. So I don't want to see that. I think Brie will win. Stephanie's going to get her ass kicked. It'll be an okay match. It'll be fun. It'll be good to see Stephanie get her ass whipped. And something we've wanted to see for a while. Someone beat the crap out of Stephanie. So that'll be good just to see that. Daniel Bryan won't return. Triple H will try to get himself involved when Stephanie's getting beat. Maybe like distract the referee a few times. Let Stephanie get the better of Brie. But in the end, Brie will win the match. And I don't think we're going to see any bullshit happening in it. Hopefully, we won't see any run-ins or anything like that. So just keep it Stephanie and Brie and just let them go at it.
I'd like to see Nikki Bella kick Triple H in the balls on the outside of the ring. I could see it happening. Oh, that'd be funny. But yeah, Brie's gonna win most likely. Nikki Bella heel turn might happen. I hope it doesn't. So yeah, don't really care. So next we have the match I'm most looking forward to. Originally it was Rollins Ambrose, but then it got a shitty stipulation. But now Brock Lesnar versus John Cena for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Your favorite wrestler. He is back in action. John Cena.
Ooh.
Cannot wait.
God damn it.
This will be a good match. This is the one I'm looking forward to. Lesnar versus Cena. Now, who is going to win this match? That is the million-dollar question. I don't know. I still think deep down inside Brock Lesnar's going to win, but I would not be surprised if the fuckboy Buckethead gets the job done.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be so pissed. If that happens, I'm probably gonna go.
I'm gonna give you so much shit when Cena wins, right? I'm gonna spam your Twitter with pictures of Cena holding the championship up with a big goofy smile on his face. I'm gonna spam that Twitter. I'm gonna annoy the crap out of you, because I can see it happening, man. I can see Cena getting ass kicked, just like Extreme Rules 2012, but somehow, something. Oh, Cena kicks out at 2 of 3 F5s. Oh, STF. That's it. Lesnar taps.
Oh my god, if that happens, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Super Cena, will we see him? Or will he lay down? Well, he did say, I don't lay down for nobody, so we know that, John. We know that, so yeah.
I want Lesnar to win, and I think Lesnar's gonna win, but deep down inside, Cena, there's a chance he's gonna win.
Yeah,
oh my God,
it just all really depends on Lesnar's contract. It's just kind of like a backstage kind of thing. Lesnar would beat Cena. If Lesnar was a full-timer, Lesnar would win this match. But it's just a matter of will Lesnar stick around after after SummerSlam? And then you have to kind of factor in, if Lesnar does win, will we see Seth Rollins come out with the Money in the Bank?
I could see that, but I really don't want to see Rollins cash in yet. I want him to hold on
I
for.
don't want to see it either. I would be more pissed at Rollins cashing in and winning than I would be with Cena winning.
Oh, that's not true for me.
I would rather see John Cena as champion than Seth Rollins as champion right now. I don't think Seth Rollins is ready.
Yeah. He needs
And
to
I'd
after WrestleMania.
rather him continue going along with Dean Ambrose for now, and then cash in later. Because really, if Lesnar wins, Lesnar's got to keep the title to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's how I would have it, and have the big victory for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and then have Roman Reigns kind of hold it for a while. Then, but it kind of makes you think: where does Seth Rollins come in? Where does Seth Rollins win his championship belt?
That'd be cool.
I want to see Reigns hold the title for like a while, like maybe not a year, but maybe like a good 6-month reign. So by the time that happens, Money in the Bank will have expired by then. So where does Seth Rollins kind of come into this situation? So you'd probably have to have Seth Rollins cash in between now and the Royal Rumble, really. So that's when you're going to have to probably expect a Rollins cash in. I can't see it after WrestleMania. I can maybe see it happening at Night of Champions or SummerSlam, where Lesnar will win, Rollins will cash in, he'll win the title. I think it's going to be soon where we'll see a Rollins cash in, unfortunately. I don't want that to happen, but I think that's going to be the case.
Okay, so I just mapped it out on my piece of paper of who Lesnar could face if he wins the title here on the pay-per-views. Lesnar, Cena, Night of Champions, no DQ again. Lesnar versus Cena, Hell in a Cell. And then Lesnar is in the 5 versus 5 Survivor Series match. And then
I would have Lesnar separate. I can't see them having the champion in the 5v5 since they only have the one belt.
I think they did it back in either 2005 or 2006 with Batista when Team SmackDown versus Team Raw.
Yeah, but that had the 2 belts then.
That's true. Well, if the 5v5 match is the main event,
I could see Batista versus Lesnar at Survivor Series. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
That would be a match I would be really looking forward to see too.
Me too.
That'd be awesome.
Then for TLC, I have a ladder match between Lesnar, Reigns, Cena, Wyatt. That'd be pretty cool. And then Lesnar versus Wyatt at Royal Rumble, and then the Elimination Chamber, and then Lesnar drops it to Reigns at WrestleMania, and then possibly a Rollins cash in there. That's what I want to see. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good, but I can't see WWE ruining the Roman Reigns kind of moment. Like Roman Reigns winning the championship belt is going to be huge. It's going to be like the Batista or John Cena winning their first title belt. See how they held it for so long. So when Reigns wins the belt, he's going to hold it for quite some time. So I think realistically, expect
a Rollins
cash in. And realistically, I can't see Lesnar staying until WrestleMania on a near full-time basis, appearing on at least half the Raws and the pay-per-views leading up to WrestleMania. I can't see that happening unless WWE just threw him a mountain of cash, but that's a lot of cash they don't have right now, so can't see it happening, but it would be good business for the WWE. It'd be smart for them to try and do it because, those network buys, that would be subscriptions, whatever you want to call it, that's vital. So having Cena as the champion, in 2014 is not going to do your company any good. It's time they have to, bring someone else different. And Lesnar coming off the streak win would make perfect sense. He's the right guy to be the champion right now. And if Lesnar loses to Cena, what is next for Lesnar? Like, Lesnar's done in my eyes. Like, what can he do? Like, wins the belt at Royal Rumble against whoever. But okay, cool. But Lesnar just would really lose a lot of credibility in my eyes. Again, him losing at Extreme Rules 2012 was probably like the worst thing I've seen WWE do for a long time. That was terrible, shocking, and why Cena even allowed that to happen is just a testament to Cena's ego. it's just a testament to who Cena is backstage.
That's why
You know,
I hate him.
I respect Cena, but that was a really poor decision on his part. So
Yeah.
look, you know, I don't know, man. It's flip a coin, and that's what's going to happen. I really don't
Yeah.
know, which is why I'm looking forward to the match because I want to see what happens, and
Yeah,
I love it
exactly.
when I don't know what's going to happen. That's what makes wrestling good. So
Yeah,
looking
usually
forward to the
going into
match.
pay-per-views, you know who's gonna win at least half the matches, or
Yeah,
usually around
I
75%
normally
for
guess
me.
around like 75, 80% most of the time. So it's always nice to have a few matches you don't know how it's going to go. Like I don't know who's going to win the Ambrose and Rollins match. I
Yeah,
don't know who's going to win the Rusev Swagger match. I don't know.
who's gonna win Lesnar
Um,
Cena?
yeah, and I don't know what's going to be the finish of the Bella and and AJ and Paige as well. So I don't know a lot of the matches how it's going to pan out. So it's
It's
pretty
really
exciting. I think
interesting.
SummerSlam 2014 will be a really, really good show. Last year was a fantastic show, one of the
Yes, it
best
was.
SummerSlams I've seen in a while. So I think this year will live up to the hype. Will it be better than last year?
It has the
That's
potential to
tough.
be.
It has the potential. So I think it would have been if they didn't fuck up with a couple of their other matches. Like
Ambrose
yeah,
Rollins mainly.
really that could have been big. But you have three really like four big matches, and then because you have Cena Lesnar, Orton Reigns. We forget how big that's going to be. That's going to be a great match in my opinion.
Test
That's
for
going to be
Reigns.
yeah. So you have two big stars, like one who's one of the greatest of all time, and then you have Reigns who's really emerging to be the next big thing. So that's a big match for Reigns. That's really important and a really exciting match. And you have Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt, who their feud's starting to heat up. I think that's going to be a good match. And then you have Ambrose and Rollins as well. And then even if you want to count Stephanie and Brie, the build-up's been good to it.
Yeah,
So you got five really good matches. Then you even have The Miz and Ziggler. That could steal the show in some kind of way. That could be a good opening match. And,
yeah, good make
Rusev and
the crowd
Swagger, that's
crazy.
going to be a good brawl. And then I guess you have AJ and Paige. That will probably, stink the
Be
joint
five
up. But
minutes.
so, I think overall SummerSlam is going to be a really good show. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be watching it on the network for $9.99. Cannot wait. It's only $9.99. Just get the network. $9.99.
and you
Get it
can,
now. $9.99.
and it's actually not a 6-month commitment because you can just call PayPal and be like, stop paying for this, and they'll stop paying it. So yeah.
Well, there you go.
So yeah,
I've had the network for about 4 months, and I
I've had
think
it
it's
since it came out.
pretty good investment. I enjoy it. I
Worth
think
it.
the pay-per-views always run very nicely. I normally get like one or two mishaps, but pay-per-views normally run really well on the network. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's worth if you just want to watch the pay-per-views like me. That's a good investment.
Yeah, especially I don't really watch anything else except maybe the occasional NXT show, and I don't even watch that anymore because it's gotten bad as of late from what I've heard.
Yeah,
And
I never watched NXT. I normally watch like the original specials on it, like the
yeah,
Beyond the Ring stuff, and
I like
they
those.
just did the Cena and Lesnar prelude thing. Did
I
you see
didn't see
that?
that yet. No, I'm
Oh,
probably gonna go watch it after.
yeah, watch it after this. That'll hype you up. It was really good. So
All right.
I like it for those kind of things, and I just want all the Raws, SmackDowns, and Nitros from like the Attitude Era and then even the Ruthless Aggression Era. Just please give me all that, and then I'll be a happy man because I really want to go back and relive everything in that era because I didn't see it. I was like 3 years old when the Attitude Era was,
I wasn't even
going
alive.
strong. Yeah, so there you go. So I could go on and find another site with it on it, but I just want to watch it on the network. I feel as though I'm getting my money's worth with the network. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, just something for my viewers. Sorry I haven't been uploading as of late. I started high school, so yeah, forgot to say that at the beginning of the video like I was gonna say. So start in now, and that wraps it up. I'm pretty sure.
Yep, sounds good to me,
Anything
man.
else? Yeah. So, pay-per-view has potential to be better than last year. Do I think it's gonna be better than last year? Probably not, but it has the potential to be. I'm looking
One,
forward to it.
I have one more question. Do you think Cena and Lesnar will be better than Cena and Punk? I mean, Lesnar and Punk.
No, I don't think
No.
so.
Did Lesnar and Punk have stipulation?
No DQ.
Okay.
And
That's probably why it's going to be better, because this one doesn't have a stip.
yeah. I wish this one was like no DQ or something, because their last match was, so, you know, should be.
And that was brilliant. That Extreme Rules 2012 was a
That was a
fucking
good
good
match.
match.
Just wish Lesnar won. Like, he dominated. I wish Lesnar dominated the whole match like he did and won like that. Would have given
That's
Lesnar.
probably like my favorite match I've watched since I've returned to WWE. Since I
Exactly,
came back in
same.
2012. It's my favorite
too.
match.
I came back right after SummerSlam 2011, I think.
Yeah.
So.
I came back like 2 weeks before the Royal Rumble in 2012. So yeah.
Okay, so that wraps it up. You can, say all your Twitter and YouTubes and crap like that.
Yeah, my YouTube's BrendenPlayz. I'm about 50 subscribers away from 10,000. So if you want to hit me up, help me get to 10,000, that'd be awesome. I have a website and I have a great forum that it's growing. So I really recommend you guys get on there, BrendenPlayz.com/forums. And if you want to see more of my SummerSlam thoughts, I did about 5 minutes on each match over on my second channel, Brendan's Sims. So you can find that on my website or on my channel. So yeah.
So my Twitter is ehwrestling78. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Go join the forums, BrendenPlayz.com/forums, even though he just said it. It's fun. I'm always on there if you want to chat with me. So yeah. Pretty sure that wraps it up. Did I forget anything? Oh, don't forget to like, comment, favorite if you have an old enough YouTube account, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Peace. In that exact same time. Wow. Okay, bye guys.